Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Octopath Traveler walkthrough. So we're about to start the Cyrus Chapter 2. Let's see here. It says, hoping to solve the mysteries behind a certain ancient tome, you head to Quarry... Oh god. It's so much problem saying this town. Quarry Crest. Here you seek out Odette, a former colleague who may be able to shed some light on the matter. I keep wanting to say Quarry Quest, but it's Quarry Crest. Alright, anyways, let's start. Alright, the story so far. Cyrus left the academy behind in search of the lost tome. From the far reaches of hell, its disappearance was a riddle wrapped in a mystery. A riddle that piqued his scholarly curiosity. And suffering the indignity of losing his post was a small price to pay for the opportunity of solving this fascinating puzzle. And so did Cyrus come to Quarry Crest to call upon an old colleague who just might have the answers he seeks. So this is Quarry Crest. I did it. It's hard to believe it's been 10 whole years since Odette left the academy. And her house was... Oh, that's right, she left directions in her letter. We should take another look. All the makings of a great scholar, Cyrus. But allow me to offer you a word of warning. For all your intellect, you have always been clumsy in matters of the heart. Oh yeah. His chapter 1 was definitely revealing there, or evidence of that. I know that your research is more important to you than anything. But you would do well to have some thought to how you treat the fair sex. More handsome than you give yourself credit for. Oh my. If you are uncareful, you might find your words and actions misconstrued by those around you. Known better than to read that again. First time I read it, I nearly fell over laughing. Now it seems almost prophetic. To think I'd be banished from the academy because of a trumped-up scandal like that. I can just see Odette laughing at me the moment I mention it.
Now then!
But there's no point worrying. I have to face her sooner or later, after all. Myself presentable, this is true. But is my face truly so easy on the eyes? Oh, woe is me, doomed to never realize the full depth of my good looks and charisma. Well, alright. For Odette's abode. Alright, let's see here. Where is Odette's abode? Oh. Maybe at the top here? Bingo.
Anyhow, here we are.
Yes, I'll be right there.
It's been some time, Odette.
You're still here. I guess I'm not suffering from fatigue-induced hallucinations after all.
It's me, Odette, in the flesh. Good to see you as hale and hearty as ever.
And you're as insufferable as ever, no doubt. What are you waiting for? Come in already.
don't mind if I do. How did I know that would be your reaction?
We were practically joined at the hip back in the day. Just watching you go about was fun in and of itself. I always had a hunch you'd end up in trouble with the ladies, but to think it would happen with the princess of all people. Somehow, you've managed to exceed even my wildest expectations.
By expelling me, they hope to protect Her Highness's good name. Needless to say, there's no truth in any of this.
Oh, of course. I'm sure it's all as you say. Her Highness and this Therese are just your pupils. They have no romantic interest in you in the slightest. You're something else, Cyrus. But it's a relief to find your powers of observation are as keen as ever.
Huh?
Well, did you come all this way just to entertain me? If so, congratulations on a job well done.
Save your congratulations for another time. I've come in search of a certain tome. Are you perchance familiar with From the Far Reaches of Hell?
A cheery title if I've ever heard one. I can tell you that it's a compendium of ancient rites and rituals. Not that I've read it myself, of course.
I know that much. I was hoping you could tell me more.
Not much more. It touches upon necromancy, I believe.
Necromancy?
Necromancy. That said, as to what extent, I know little.
Is that so?
Right, so it looks like that's where the full voice acting ends, so I'll pick this up here. Is that so? I was sure that if anyone could enlighten me, it would be you.
Give me a break.
That's supposed to be flattery? Alright, just give me some time. As soon as I tackle the little pickle I'm dealing with at the moment, I'll do some investigating.
Oh!
A pickle, you say? Consider my interest piqued. I mistook you for the type who chewed up and spit out your problems before pickles they could become. Again, I find your flattery lacking. Anyhow, since you're here, perhaps I can put you to use. As it happens, a number of people have gone missing of late. Under suspicious circumstances, I presume?
Naturally.
Just so. Many quite literally seem to have been spirited away. One soul went to the neighborhood provisioner to buy some foodstuffs and never returned. Another turned a street corner only to vanish entirely, leaving his friend who was strolling with him in disbelief. All told, 10 men and women have gone missing in such a fashion in the past half year.
Most intriguing.
How curious indeed. Indeed. Don't look so disappointed, you nut job. So how about it? Do you have any ideas? It would be imprudent to jump to conclusions without conducting an investigation.
Great.
Great, thanks. I could count on you. I'll look into that tome while you're away.
As you wish.
Fair trade, I'd say, though I dare say that having the opportunity to solve this peculiar puzzle is a reward in itself.
I see.
Figures, well, happy investigating. First, I should ask Odette where precisely the kidnaps have occurred. right? Let's see now. Come to think of it, the 3 people who went missing were all last seen near the inn. It could well be a coincidence. Alright, let's go towards the inn. System of underground canals runs all throughout this town. I don't think anyone has ventured down there for quite some time. Alright, well, I'm assuming that we are going to end up then in the sewers at some point. Huh. Yeah, I see it's boarded up here to the right as well. I saw it! What a frightening sight. Oops. It happened both in the dead of night and broad daylight. Someone's walking by the inn. They turned the corner up ahead, and when I followed, they were gone, vanished into thin air. Yeah, so I mean that's pretty obviously a cave here. It's a beautiful happening in broad daylight and in the dead of the night. Okay.
Now then.
And with that, I do believe I have all the knowledge I need to crack the case. Yeah, it kind of seems like it's been happening near the inn. The victim was in the general vicinity of the inn when they disappeared. Remember what happens if you select a different answer? I should have tried it. You can say with absolute certainty that they did not vanish into thin air or some such nonsense. Alright, so when did the disappearances occur? It seems like at all hours based on what that last guy had said. As such, it stands to reason that they were kidnapped. The kidnapper had made use of a hidden path or passage to evade the public eye. What route did the kidnapper employ so as not to draw in attention? I mean, I don't know. I assume this is the sewers, right? The entrance to the sewers would seem to make for an ideal escape route. Yes, doubtless the culprit stole underground to spirit his victims away. Indeed.
Thusly,
I do believe I should have a look down there for myself. Indeed. Alrighty, looks like we've got some travel banter. Professor? Hello, Professor. Ah, hello, Teresa. Why are you shouting? I was trying to offer you some sweets, but you weren't answering me. Oh, I do apologize. Once I get to thinking about a thing, I often become lost to the world. There was a time when I was so engrossed in a book, I failed to notice that my neighbor's house was on fire. Wow, being able to concentrate like that must be super handy as a scholar, but it's probably best to be a little bit more attentive. Especially when on the road like we are. You never know what's waiting around the next corner. Quite true, Teresa, quite true. I shall endeavor to be more vigilant. She praises my focus, but it's nothing compared to hers when she's in the midst of a business negotiation. Alright, let's head on into the sewers.
aha!
Man, the water looks so good. Here we are. From the looks of it, these aqueducts predate the founding of the village itself. There's a good chance that many of the villagers are unaware of their existence. It's for a thorough investigation. Be wary. I know the culprit could be lurking in the shadows as I speak. Proceed with caution. It simply won't do if I become a villain's latest victim. Alrighty. How's my... Oop. Tressa.
Interesting.
Looks like someone's been coming in and out of these sewers, as we suspected. Many footprints on the floor and handprints on the wall. Recent too, the mud is still wet. I see, that's very useful information. I must say, you have a keen eye to spot such subtle signs. It's just experience, albeit experience I never thought would be useful to you. Experience is the result of careful study and gives you valuable skills, you see. Oh, but we don't have time for a discussion now, however interesting. Perhaps I'll share my insights later. Don't worry about it, your lectures give me a headache. Too honest? A little, yes. Honesty is the best policy. Right, let's get going. Hidden passage back here.
I've done my research on you.
Second save spot came up pretty quickly, which I assume
My turn now.
means that this is towards the end. Let's do it.
What is the logical course of action? So much to learn.
Let's do a follow. That's that.
Where's the nearest tavern?
I just smashed that so fast I didn't even see what that item was. Alright, so it just looks like, yeah, the area. Like a snipe saber. A lot of accuracy in there. But yeah, looks like. Yeah, it's just
This is the beginning of your end.
surprise foe. Very surprised.
Here goes nothing. Blow them away!
Now, what next? Rough fox.
Still a kill, but
Don't start things you can't finish.
go through one more time. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything hidden. Like I was holding up and down there to make sure that there wasn't any like passage that I wasn't able to. That I didn't notice. Didn't seem to be the case. Let's get saved up again. I'm concerned about what's up ahead. Interesting. Interesting. How do we get to that?
Most intriguing.
I do say to think there were such elaborate structures under the surface.
What have we?
He's dead.
What in the...
What in the heavens is this? It's as if the blood was drained from his body, and what is this atop these strange patterns? Clearly some baleful sorcery has been practiced here.
It couldn't be.
These gemstones, why, if my hypothesis is correct,
It couldn't be.
must be composed of crystallized human blood. And yet, as is my myriad hues of red are mixed together. Could it be that each gem contains the blood of multiple victims?
Preposterous!
Good gods, what horrors have been wrought here? How many innocents have been victimized by this blood-sucking sorcerer. At least now we know the motive behind the kidnappings. The villain we are dealing with is no common criminal. No, I am loath to even call him a human being.
Why, I'll
Taking
be...
the life from the men and women of this poor town only to cast them away. This is a veritable demon who walks amongst us. What was the name of the tomb? From the pits of hell or something like that? One thing is clear, this monster must be stopped before he can commit any more vile deeds. As an academic, I must confess that the history of the dark arts intrigues me. But to put them into practice, this is truly beyond the pale.
Oh,
What's this? The young lady in the cell, she still lives. I must free her lest she suffer the same fate as the others.
And who might you be?
just a scholar of no particular repute. I was passing through and could not help but notice these odd gemstones. Are they perhaps your work? And these strange glyphs, are they not runes of High Hornburgian?
Are they now?
The tomes of ancient Hornburg were lost long ago. No ordinary scholar would be privy to this knowledge. But how could any self-respecting academic perform such horrors?
Ho ho! Seems you're more of a scholar than you give yourself credit for.
They still live, yes? If you know what's best for you, you'll free them at once.
Well, since you asked so nicely... No, I think not. A shame. If only you hadn't come poking around in my secrets. I wouldn't have minded picking your brain. Now I'll have to settle for sucking your blood!
I cannot fail!
Oh wow, this guy looks freaky. Oh, wow.
Here we go.
Alright, let's see here.
Out of my way.
My turn now! Feel the power!
What is the logical course of action?
I'm gonna go with light as his final. Oh, called it. Only bones. Oh, look at that. He's protected now by his little buddies here.
What is the logical course of action? So much to learn.
Called it.
All right.
That. Alright, yeah. Very physical-oriented fights. Not a bad idea, probably, to have a cleric.
What to
He's
do?
defenseless. Cleric. Wait, why did I say cleric? What's the advanced job that's got the physical mirror? Star Seeker? Star Seeker. What else? Tressa would obviously with Transfer Rune and well, I mean, it's not likely that you're going to have those advanced classes, so you're probably stuck with Tressa on her merchant, and then somebody else is a merchant with sidestep to deal with some of those physical attacks. But the problem is it's, you know, there's multiple attacks, and so you probably actually want more of a physical defense buff, which means, you know, probably Dancer with their, you know, multi-target buff. I mean, you could also do like Warriors, right, with Ulbrich and his self buff, but it's not quite as you know, effective. Let's do that. Let's do light runes here.
Interesting dilemma.
Let's see.
What the fuck's
Let him have it. Oh, that's that.
And that's that.
And that's that. Gideon's dagger. Alright. With the sound of that. Oh. Phew, you're still alive after all. I also assume that means then that you actually can't steal from Gideon then. I should have tried, but
What in the...
what's this? It couldn't be a copy of From the Far Reaches of Hell. Well, that's unfortunate. It's but an abridged copy translated into modern tongue. Aside from basic instructions on performing the rites and the reagents required, all other details have been all but omitted. It doesn't even mention the possible uses of these blood crystals. What's this? A piece of parchment has been inserted between the pages. Calculations on the number of test subjects required to create one blood crystal. I see. There's a note: first a specimen successfully synthesized and delivered. Oh boy. Delivered? Could it be that someone commissioned that frightful stone? Can only speculate, but could whoever is behind this be connected to the stolen tomb I seek? Where am I?
Aha!
Ah, you're back with us, good miss. I'm feeling...
Are you okay?
The drugs that awful man gave you are still affecting you. Pray rest until your strength returns. Who are you?
Excuse me.
An excellent question, my dear, and one I'd be more than happy to answer. Wing a poor girl just awakened from a coma. Have you no shame?
Come now.
Don't be silly, Odette. I was merely trying to be a gentleman. Clearly.
Now then.
At any rate, Odette, there is a favor I would ask of you. Another one. Note my complete lack of surprise.
The truth
I
is...
found our kidnapper's purse in an abridged translated copy of From the Far Reaches of Hell.
What?
You're kidding. Needless to say, this could be a tremendous lead.
Thusly,
To find out where and by whom the volume was translated. Let me have a look. Whoever bound this spared no expense.
indeed.
Thought the same, there are a few bookmakers in the realm that could produce such a tome. Fine, I'll help.
You have my...
Have my thanks.
Aha!
Eureka! Did you find something? The thin yet sturdy pages are characteristic of paper made from the finest pine wood. While while the texture of the vivid red binding reveals it as unmistakably tanned lamb skin. There's only one place in the realm where both can be found in sufficient quantities.
Which means that...
Stoneguard, I am certain of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you will travel.
Yes.
Where else? I must track down this tome, Odette. And I must do so before any more horrors can be unleashed upon our fair realm.
I see.
I wasn't asking, you know. Alright, travel banter. Alright, Cyrus and Elfin. Let's see here. Elfin, my friend, you seem melancholy. It's nothing, yet I am worried that it is in fact something. Well, I can't stop thinking about them poor folk that got sacrificed. It's an awful thing. People ain't tools to be used. Knowledge is a tool that can serve noble ends or wicked, depending on who wields it. What matters is the nature of the person who uses the tool, the disposition of their heart. Yours, for example, is full of goodness, and I believe that any knowledge is safe in your hands. Ah, leave off it, Professor. I've got my brain full of just trying to learn all I can about medicine. In any case I feel sick thinking about all this, I need to wash my hands or something. Use this. A handkerchief? Thank you, Professor. I believe I shall learn much from this man. Let's see here. Oh, that is not here. It's just Sarah.
You're still here.
I am, but not a moment longer. Thank you for everything, Odette. I am in your... debt.
You helped out a little here. What say we call it even? Be safe, Cyrus. I have a hunch you're poking around in something far more sinister than either of us can imagine.
I am well aware of the danger. I will exercise due caution.
Due caution? I'll believe it once you quit diving headfirst into whatever you think smells of mystery.
A man cannot so easily change his God's-given disposition.
You said it was 15 years ago that the tome was stolen.
That I did. What of it?
As you may recall, the then headmaster of the academy died under mysterious circumstances that very same year.
And you believe the two incidents are connected somehow?
No, I just like spouting valedictory trivia. But now that you mention it, the disorder following the incident would offer a convenient opportunity to misappropriate an article from the archives, wouldn't you say?
Your insight is invaluable and appreciated. I will keep this in mind.
I mean it, Cyrus. Be careful out there.
I will. And I'll return as soon as I get to the bottom of this. You have my word.
I'll be waiting with bells on.
Who might this be? And so Cyrus bid Cory Quest farewell. Cory Crest, I did it again. The translated volume he recovered from the villain, pointing him to his next destination, Stoneguard in the Highlands, where the original copy of the tome he sought surely lies. Cyrus forged on in search of the truth. Alright, there it is, Traces of the Tome. So I'm going to head back into the sewers here because there was a chest that it looks like I missed. So I'm not exactly sure how to get it, but Get that figured out. Let's go this way. Excuse me. Yeah, it's definitely not like here.
Want a tangle, huh?
Stangle,
What is
brother.
the logical course of action?
Nothing will quiet the storm.
What's your big idea?
Adventure Soul!
And that's that.
How do I get there? Weird. Huh. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be within this room that we could, get on it. What was that? I'm confused. Maybe that's a staircase right there? I don't know. It doesn't really look like stairs though. It looks more like something fell. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really look like this is there isn't anything
You
in this
won't
room.
feel a thing.
What is the logical course of action?
Nothing will quiet the storm.
Out of my way. And that's that.
Okay, well. What to do? How do I get that? Neighbors. Yeah, nothing here. Nothing there.
Time to teach you a lesson. An interesting dilemma.
And that's that.
Okay. Let's check in here. Inside here.
Ready or not, here I come.
Yeah, I am.
Out of my way.
Having a tough time here.
And that's that.
Oh, wow, look at that. Okay. There it is. Wow, they really hid that really well back there. Alright, sprightly ring. That sounds like a speed accessory. Yeah, so sprightly necklace is 80 speed. Speed 20, that's pretty bad actually. Wow, boy. That was a lot of work for an item that only had 20 speed. But alright, I'm going to cut this one here. I am out of time, so as always, hope the guide was helpful and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.